Hi everyone, and welcome back to KK Cabaret, where it is Friday and we are going to talk about some sewing and crafting plans that I have for the summer because it's June and I'm thinking summer. I'm thinking sundresses. I'm also thinking a little bit wild, and I'll show you guys my Pinterest boards of inspiration as well as some of the patterns that I pulled for my inspiration, and I will show you some fabric, which I just remembered I forgot to pre-wash some fabric and it's still in my garage. Well, that's okay. We will just have to pre-wash all that together in a different time. This still works. It still works. Grab yourself a little drinky drink and we will get to talking. Okay, so for summer, I have actually been inspired by some things like that are a little bit out there. First off, I've been watching The Mummy. You guys already know this. I have a strong millennial attraction to our main man there, and Brendan Fraser. If you don't know, you need to know. Watch The Mummy. Anyways, I have been thinking like my inspiration, my themes, I always go with a theme, right? Are like beachy, like so from sand to shore. So like desert. I live in California. So, and I don't know how many times I have to tell you guys that. I literally think I say that in every video now, and I'm so sorry, it's annoying. I use it as an excuse to as what my inspirations are, why I dress the way I dress, like what I'm making and the fabrics I'm using. So that is actually like appropriate, but I think I say it in every video and I don't mean to. But we have like desert and we have the beach, and there are two different moods, right? So I feel like the desert here in California, people go very, I was looking up on Pinterest, like desert fashion, desert vibes. Everything is very Southwestern, very Western vibes, somewhat boho hippie vibes, maybe because we always have like Coachella and stuff. So I feel like that also plays a part in it, but it's not the vibe I was looking for. That is not the answer I wanted. I was looking more for like desert of the Sahara, like desert fashion, maybe hiking, which I already like. I own a few pieces that can play into this look, but I'm thinking of like if I was gonna make one set, maybe two, what would I want from it, right? I'm watching The Mummy. I'm looking up this Sahara Desert fashion, which is really fun. You should look it up. Which I'm going to show you mine. This is why I'm sitting over here, because I'm going to do like a thing over here, a montage, shall we say, of things to look at. But it's more like hiking looking, and like if you're kind of on a safari. So Jungle Cruise too was kind of an inspiration for me, like a safari slash I'm on a jungle cruise with The Rock, or slash I am with Brendan Fraser in the Egyptian deserts and I'm an archaeologist, but I also live in the 1940s. What are we thinking? I'm thinking yes, please. So I went through my beautiful fabrics. I went through my fabrics too. I went through my patterns. What do I have? What have I made? And what would I want to make again, kind of a thing. These are not for this inspiration. Neither is this, but this is, and this is. Okay. This one, I don't know if I'm actually going to do it for this vibe, but I did feel, because I'll show you some pictures, like I said, on the Pinterest board, that this was a look, like this little dungaree. This is actually a like 4-piece set, several pieces, but you make like the top, the pants or the shorts, and the skirt is to go over it all. I thought that would be really cute. Like I was like, what if I did like a really cute, like, this is where we lose Kayla a little bit. And even though like I'm gonna throw it off by wearing this tan, or this is like a cream colored like wrap top, because I'm wearing my knitted top once again today with my crocheted bandana again today, because it is hot in California right now. I am hot. We do not have air conditioning. I am dressed very casually, very cool. Anyways, I was thinking this would be so cute with like a khaki colored outfit, okay? And then the undershirt would be white, and that's very like, I'm an architect. I'm very like, oh, Indiana Jones. Tell me he was not another just like totally hot architect. And he was like 30s, 40s, right? Oh my God. Now I gotta watch Indiana Jones. Anyways, I thought this would be cute to do. Like, not the beachy play suit look, because I'm strictly thinking like of the Mummy or like an architect where it's like you're a lady, very ladylike. Or have you seen the Jungle Cruise where she only wears trousers, right? And he always calls her trousers. Where you're wearing the cute little outfit, right? But then we need to run from cannibals. So we take off our skirt and we run like the wind. I'm just thinking, I thought this was cute. Do I have khaki? No. Do I have denim? I don't even think I have denim anymore. I don't think I do. I do have some chambray, which it could call for chambray, but I have a plan for that chambray. It does say cotton types, denim, linen types, or rayon. I feel like rayon wouldn't do good because it doesn't have the structure that I think this set needs. Also, a pair of trousers with no stretch and they're kind of pencil-y looking kind of scares me for my tuchus area. So I kind of opted away from this pattern for now. Now, this was another thing I was going to mention. I've drafted shorts and I've sewn shorts, and I was actually going to wear one of the dungaree sets that I have made before in this video, but the way I'm shaped, I'm very hourglass. So I have a tinier waist than my bust and my hips, but I'm heavier. Most of my sand is gone to the bottom, if you understand what I'm saying. My thighs, my booty, everything is heavier down there. So I haven't successfully made shorts that I feel very confident in. I've only done it twice, and that was because I was having a very confident pant year that year. I think it was 2023 where I was like banging them out. My butt has grown since then, so 2023, come back to me, please. But it has not. So I watched another YouTuber's video and she made these shorts, and she specifically says if you really like it, she didn't make them in a vintage fashion, she just made them for summer. But she did say if you like the vintage cut of shorts with a little bit of room, you'll like these shorts. And I already knew I had the pattern, right? Because when we were having the scare of Simplicity going out of business, Kayla stocked up on some of these. So I actually really like this. And I have some fabric for this. So first we're gonna look. I love the shorts, and I do love the width of the shorts. If you look at these ones, it's not as wide. It's not as wide. They look a little bit more tailored to the leg. I like these, and they look a little bit longer. I am not a shy girl. In fact, I'm wearing shorts right now that probably, if I'm walking the right way, you're probably gonna see a little bit of my butt cheek on the bottom. I'm not shy. I'm covered in tattoos. I have been 350 pounds and I have lost, almost 200 pounds. I am not shy. My body is my body, and whatever other people think is their business, not mine. But I do like the longer and wider short length for the fact that I have a bigger butt, because then it covers a little bit more of my butt and my thigh. And I could totally grade around my waist and my butt being bigger because I do that anyway. Another cool thing is I think this is a back zipper. Let me double check. No, it's a side open. Side opening zipper. That's okay. That's okay. We could still do this. And I could change it. I can totally change it to a back opening zipper because I kind of prefer that. I feel like I can work around the booty a little bit better when it's a side opening zipper, or when it's a back opening zipper. So I might alter that. But I also think this little bralette is super, super cute. This crop thing, they call it a bra. I would bone it. I don't think it calls for boning, but I would bone it because I would want it to stay in this shape, this structure. And we know bodies mold, right? We mold to what we're wearing. And another thing is this little shirt. They call it a jacket, I think. But I still think this is really cute. Yeah, shorts, bra, jacket. That's style number 1. Oh, I hope I have enough fabric. Well, I should. I have 4 yards. It says 4 yards for size 18. I may need to grade the booty out to a size 20, but I usually don't have to. So we'll see where I go. On the top, I know that I don't have to do any of the larger grading. On the bottom, I might. But let me show you the fabric I have for this, because I'm going to tell you, I do have a minor dilemma. I love her contrasting buttons, by the way, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to do something similar because I'm not a neutral girly. I'm really not, which you will observe in a second. I have this tan, I think it's tan. I don't want to call this khaki because it doesn't have enough of the yellow color. It's tan. Look at it against this cream, and then look at it against this mustard turmeric color. Yeah, it's tan. It's woven duck. It's 100% cotton. I really think it would make a good, I'm an architect, I'm an archaeologist. Why did I say architect? Did I say that before? Archaeologist. I'm an archaeologist, and I'm trying to save the world at the same time. And I'm on an adventure with The Rock, Brendan Fraser, or now Harrison Ford. I think this would be the perfect thing for it. It has a good width. I think it's a little bit wider than 44, so that's good. It's woven, but it's not very thick like denim, so that's nice too. I'm thinking this is what I'm going to use. My problem is I'm not a neutral girly, and I know that I'm specifically making this to look like I'm living in the desert or that I'm, you know, on location. But I don't like neutrals. I also was looking for some linen because I thought it would be good, like khaki linen or something, right? But every linen that I was looking for when I went out, it looked like muslin. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know. If you sew, there's this fabric called muslin, and it's like a basic non-movable, non-drapable fabric. It's like feed sack brown, potato sack beige. I don't even know. Like, it's kind of like this, but this is prettier. Trust me, this is a solid. That one's usually got some variations. Anyway, I am not the boho beige mom. I'm more of like the hippie witch that paints her house a million different colors. If you can't tell, I love color. So this is going to be a little bit hard for me because I wanted to make this dress too because I love the dress in The Mummy that she's wearing, and I felt like I could make it with a white or a cream and that it would look really cute, and it probably would, and I'm talking myself down and out of it because I don't want to look like I'm wearing a muslin, like it's a mock-up. I want it to look like the dress, and I can't seem to find a fabric that says, ooh, that's going to give me that look, because in my stash, I'm not a neutrals girly, so I don't really buy neutrals. I have pant, like how do they call it? Bottom weight, so pant weight fabric. It's like hot pink, hot red, light purple, green, like mustard yellow, like this. I do not have khaki. I barely have denim, and I think I used that a few years ago. It was like a cute little stretch denim, and I made a jumpsuit. Anyways, we're getting off track. I do want to use this pattern. I've made this one before, the slim skirt one. I want to make this one, the longer skirt one. It's super cute, and it gives 1940s vibes when it's sewn up on me, like when I do it, because I add the shoulder pads and everything. Oh, it's so cute. I want to make it. I'll go back and look around, see what I have. This is cute, like this camel color. I really like that. If I could find something like that, I probably would do that. I only own one brown dress, and it's a brown polka dot dress, and I call it my Pretty Woman dress because it reminds me of Pretty Woman. So you can see, like, even then, I don't own a lot of face colors or like nude neutrals. So that's my idea for like the desert vibes, Sahara desert vibes. But then I was also thinking like Palm Springs, or I'm on the beach in Malibu, which leads me to like Lily Pulitzer, which is a designer, and she always uses these neon colors, and it's very beachy, very either Florida beach or California beach, right? Like, to me, that's what her stuff gives. And I have this Vogue pattern. It's a wrap dress. I am obsessed with this pattern. I know it's like an 80s. Is it late 70s, late 80s? Oh no, in 1985. I'm obsessed with this pattern. I have had this pattern on my mind and I've been wanting to make it. I have a fabric. That's the one I forgot to pre-wash. And it gives, excuse me, like beachy Lily Pulitzer vibes. I also have trim because I was going to make a Lily Pulitzer inspired dress before out of a Gertie pattern. But then when I found this pattern, I was like, I want this one better because I really love wrap dresses right now. Like, well, I always love wrap dresses. But look at how beautiful this is with the little buttons right here, the giant pockets I live for. And I love the longer lengths that we can choose from. There's nothing about this pattern I don't love. So I'm thinking this is the one that's going to be my Palm Springs or Malibu Beach Lily Pulitzer dress. And I'm for sure making this summer. As soon as I found this pattern, that's what I wanted to make. Sticking in the 80s. I don't know if this is beachy vibes. This is kind of just that bitch vibes. Where is this? Where's the year? It doesn't have the year. Diane von Furstenberg, which I don't know if I ever say that right. Furstenberg. Anyways, she was known for wrap dresses, and I love wrap dresses. And I have this pattern, and I want to make it. Honestly, I want to make it kind of looking like 80s does 40s vibes because I love the wrap dress, and I have this fabric that's very 80s-esque. That's rayon, and this calls for a rayon. Wool crepe, silk jacquard, challis, double knits, rayon, anything like that. It does have a lining, so I do need to go in my stash and look for a lining. But I really, really, really think it would be so fun to do this dress. It's just sassy, and she's so cute, and I love a wrap dress with the pencil cut, like with my curves. Oh my God. So she doesn't really fit into like a Palm Beach maybe, or like a Malibu Beach, but I just like it. Okay, now we're going to go more beachy. Now we're going to stick in the 1930s and 40s because I've been obsessed with day dresses, house dresses, not house dresses. I'm not going house dresses, day dresses. I have been seeing ladies dressing again, and it's exciting for me because I always dress. So I feel like seeing these nice dresses in the streets again is so inspiring that I've been thinking about like the 1940s and girly, like not girly, but like feminine, very ultra feminine dresses, but casual enough that you don't look like you're going out to dinner or to the bar or whatever. So I have this Butterick pattern, and it's actually labeled easy. Easy. We'll find out. Because to me, it looks a little confusing. Only because, well, I'll show you. This is a halter dress, and this is the one I want to make first. This is a day dress. But I thought it was a bolero connected to, like, it is connected to it. Look, line drawings. It's all one piece. So I need to figure out how that all goes together. And I'm a dressmaker. I love making dresses. So I feel like as a good challenge, this one's going to be fun. I want to go through my fabric, see if I have anything, because this can do a cotton. What does this call for? Lightweight broadcloth, lightweight linen, damask, satin, pique, crepe. I do have cotton. I have several cottons. We know that. So we'll see what she ends up being, because I do have this fabric that's floral that could easily be used for this dress. And it gives the 1940s vibes. And it's really pretty. So we'll see if she becomes that, or if I want to make a cotton cafe culture dress, which is the one I made for Viva, the pineapple dress. Because I do want to mess around with a lot more of tuppence a pennies patterns. They give 1940s. They're so gorgeous. The tiny little details are just, I'm obsessed with them. I have a lot of rayon. I found a ton. I even have some poly crepe or whatever, and I don't care. I want to mess around with making these dresses and not be scared if I'm going to ruin the fabric. I'll pop in some pictures from Instagram over here. of these dresses that have keyhole cutouts. They're not keyholes, but they're like, you know, the princess, what is that called? Why can't I think of it? Anyways, it's like a cutout here. And this is like a see-through fabric. And then the rest is, and then it has like the rest is the dress. And then this is a bias binding that looks like the same as the dress fabric. So I do want to mess with some patterns like this one, which is also a 1940s Vogue pattern, and this one's super easy. I don't know if this is average sewist, but this is super easy and it gives the look that I want, and I'm pretty sure I can edit it to do what I want it to do. I've made this before in a broadcloth and I liked it, but I'm gonna make it in rayon and some just flowier fabrics and see if I can get that same look. In fact, I might even take this skirt, because it is pretty full, and change it for the Annie skirt, I think it's called. Is it the Annie skirt? I don't know. It's Gertie's A-line skirt. And I don't have another A-line pattern. That's the only A-line skirt that I own. So I'm thinking I might even change it with that and add a peplum. I'll show you pictures and why I would want to do that. But I can cut this and make that little keyhole looking different shapes and everything. Guys, I'm inspired, and I told you in my last video, I'm only interested in remaking things from the past that have inspired me, that I just want to challenge myself and say, can I do that? Can I make that? I have enough fabric, might as well mess around and find out, right? That's what I'm doing. So anyways, I'm gonna have fun with 1940s day dresses, and I see myself, I'm probably gonna make both of these styles. So now I'm just talking myself into this one in this cotton, because it's so pretty. What are these, hydrangeas? That's what they are, huh? It's so pretty, and it looks 1940s. Like, it has like this vintage look. So I'm thinking she'd be pretty like that, huh? So we'll stuff her over there. She's pre-washed. This one, I have like a under the sea vibe that I'm going for with this one, even though this is a really pretty black dress. Why am I doing this? Okay, this is where I'm going with the 1930s. See this bodice? I wish you could see it a little bit better. Where's the line drawing? See the line drawing? That shape, and that it's a halter. I want to make beach pajamas, and I'm going to use this bodice, and I'm going to use a Gertie pattern where she came out with some beach pajamas. I think they were called vacation pants, and it also has that diamond shape, but going down that yoke, going down to the pants. I'm going to splice this pattern. This may be like a video where I show you how I'm making it so that you guys can probably splice it together too. I have never made the vacation pants, and I'm going to. And I'm going to use these two cottons that I have. I am hoping, the only thing I'm hoping is that I have enough, because I remember watching the crowd cast of the vacation pants, and she said it was like a hog for fabric, and it looks like a hog for fabric. I'll pop up a picture somewhere over here, I'm sure. I have this really cute peach where I'm going to use for the majority of the beach pajamas, because I want to paint a motif of seahorses and bubbles on the pant leg, because in the 1930s, the beach pajamas always had some sort of a motif on the leg. Again, I'll be showing you examples, of course. And then the peekaboos and the yoke would be in this cute blue color. This, I guess it's like a cornflower blue. I was hoping I had more of a lighter, like nautical blue, like a light nautical looking blue, but this is the blue I have. This is the blue I'm using. So I'm going to be using these two fabrics to create beach pajamas, and it's cotton. Why, Kayla? Why do you want to make beach pajamas all of a sudden? Me and my mother have decided we wanted to go to the Avalon Ball, and that is on Catalina Island in May. We didn't do it this year, but next year I'm thinking is going to be our year, and I want to make beach pajamas to go, and I'm also going to be crocheting a 1930s evening gown. We have time. From now until May, we have time. And I'm a fast crocheter. I'm not a fast knitter, but I'm a fast crocheter. So that's gonna give me some time. And I found a cute pattern, and I'm gonna edit it, of course. I can't just do anything off pattern. I gotta make it mine. It's very Art Deco vibes for the Avalon Ball. And that is like I have clients and friends that go, and I miss out every year because I'm recouping from Viva. So next year, because we've decided that we just want to do the car show at Viva, I'm thinking that's going to save me tons of money. Fingers crossed. It's going to save me tons of money, and I'll be able to do like a bigger thing with my mom for the Avalon Ball. And it'll be a nice little Mother's Day thing for us. So she wants me to make her a dress too. So an Art Deco dress for my mommy. So I'm going to be shopping patterns. There will be patterns, and because I know I don't have any 1930s style dresses. Oh, but Gertie has that one that's like a starlet dress that I could make my mom because it's stretch. And I have really pretty velvet that I've never used that I just found in my stash. Like, okay, sorry, my camera told me I was max capacity. That doesn't make sense because I have like a terabyte of memory added to this phone. So anyways, I'm thinking now that Gertie pattern might end up being good for my mom because she needs something stretchy, something that she could feel a little bit like she can move around in. So I'm thinking, oh my God, now I'm thinking I'm going to make her that. Anyways, I don't want that one because I'm not a fan of stretch. And if I'm making one for myself, I'm probably going to want to make it in rayon or something that I don't want to sew, like satin. I'm not sewing satin. Satin is the devil. Rayon I could sew. Satin is the devil. I do have some pretty fabric in my stash that's like red, and it could be satin. I'm hoping it's not now that I think about it, but it could be. Anyways, this is where I'm going for my sewing in the summer. I'm just going to be playing around. Beach pajamas is the most summery part, I guess, and the day dresses, like the sundresses. I am very inspired by the ocean right now. Everything I want is like turquoise. I did my nails like turquoisey ocean vibes, and seahorses and starfish and seashells. That's all I think about. So, and I live in California. There I go again. I want to go to the beach and I haven't been to the beach yet. And my kids just got on summer break. So I'm thinking maybe Monday might be our beach day. But gas prices have just been crazy, and I'm still about an hour and a half away from the beach. So we'll see what happens. But this is where I'm at so far for my summer sewing. Mostly off of paper patterns that I've either sewn before or haven't made before. There will be some dress editing, some pattern editing that I will show. I'm thinking of doing a few more like sew-alongs where it's not like I'm sewing the dress for you guys to see, like follow me along, but like how I'm altering the pattern. You know what I mean? I'm thinking maybe I'll do some of that so that you guys see how I'm making it look more true vintage, because that's always the goal when I'm sewing, is I want it to look like it came from the 40s. Has to look like it came out of the 40s, 50s. So that's where I'm going with all this, and I hope it sounds pretty exciting, because it's exciting to me. I'm really excited to mess around with some fabric and sewing projects. I will also be knitting a lot, trying to do some stuff, just learning, basically like relearning, but I've never made garments before. So I'm just excited. I'm working on a tank top right now and a t-shirt. So, and I really have like some plans for the fall that I want knitted up for the fall. So we'll see if I get through that too. I'm trying not to overload myself, but we'll see. Anyways, this is where I'm at. Make sure you subscribe, like, hype whenever you can. Let me know which one of those patterns you've either made or want to make. And let me know what you want to see. I know someone said they want me to make a cardboard box purse. And then I started thinking about the Art Deco vibes of the beach pajamas and also the Catalina trip. So let me know, like, what pattern, like what type. Show me pictures. Send me in my DMs on Instagram. I'm going to be looking things up, but I just make purses out of cardboard every once in a while whenever like inspiration hits. So I would love to do a tutorial and an in-depth of what I'm doing with it. Just, I got to find the right pattern. I've got to be struck by inspiration. So drop those comments below too. But I will see you guys on Monday with maybe a finished item, like a dress or something, and hopefully maybe even a vintage vlog. So we will see you guys again. Have a great weekend. I love you all. And I'll see you later. Subscribe, like, do all the things.